Hey, I'm Zero, and this is Only Nice Things, the show that punishes negative opinions with alcohol. Today I'm joined by Lauren.
Hello.
Sunny.
Hello.
And lastly, I'm joined by Will.
Hi.
Today we watched One Cut of the Dead. One Cut of the Dead is about a film crew shooting a zombie movie at an abandoned plant that actually gets attacked by real zombies while they're filming.
We follow along in one long take as the actors try to figure out what's going on and also survive.
When the credits roll, we find out that everything we saw wasn't exactly how the director intended.
Everything after this is a spoiler, so if you haven't seen the movie yet, stop now and watch it.
Now it's time to hear some Only Nice Things. Everyone will get a chance to say something positive about the movie. If they're unable to, then they'll have to take a drink. So Lauren, do you have anything nice to say about this movie?
Thought it was pretty good in the sense that it was kind of like movieception, where there's like layers. Like you think you're watching a movie and then it ends up being like a movie about them making a movie and you're like, whoa, when does this end? Are they gonna keep pulling out of the movie?
Okay, I'll take that. Sunny?
I like that the characters, have like a personality that's first presented to you, and then they have another like out of the movie backstory.
実際に泣くのは厳しそうですか？
多分大丈夫だと思うんですけど、そっちの方が安心かなって。
Okay. Will?
I like that the movie had a lot kind of catered to the technical side of me and when it comes to filmmaking. I spent a lot of time thinking, did they film that while they were filming other things? And that alone, it got my brain going, so I like that.
Okay, Lauren, you're up again.
Yeah, I can't think of anything right now.
Okay, that's
Should
fine.
I drink?
You gotta take a drink, yeah. Okay, Sunny, you're up.
I really thought that the first part of the movie was really cool, that it was a one shot. There was some like really cool camera angles, and you can tell that they really planned out a lot of the shots.
Good. Will?
That's the answer. Why would you have to do that? Why would you do that to me? I like that the daughter character was kind of a surrogate to the main character, and that she also had like this innate filmmaking eye in her. So like she was kind of the one who like helped save the day.
Okay, yeah, that's good.
Yeah, just pulled that on my ass.
Okay, Lauren, you got a drink.
Oh,
Drink,
man.
drink.
Okay, Sunny, you're up again.
Okay, I also liked, despite what it appeared at first, it was a very wholesome film.
Good. Will?
I like that it kind of M. Night Shyamalan'd me. What a twist. Because initially, when Zero sent me this, I was like, this is one of my favorite movies this year, and I watched it. I'm like, what is he talking about?
Sorry, Will, I can't accept
Drink,
that.
Will.
Boo, this game is rigged.
Sunny, would you like to add one more? Bring it on home?
The actors did a pretty good job.
Oh.
They were good actors.
こう見えて元女優です。
So that's it for the Only Nice Things portion of the show. If you're sensitive to negative comments and criticisms, you'll probably want to just leave now. Otherwise, stay tuned for the drinking game. Cheers!
Cheers!
The reason why I wanted to show you guys this movie is because I saw it last year at the New York Asian Film Festival. I went in not really knowing anything about it. The only information I had was it was a movie that had a long one-take cut. And I usually find those really impressive in movies, so I was very curious. But there are sections where I was like, there's a lot of parts where it's dragging.
なおさんって趣味って何ですか？趣味？
It probably could have, improved sections, right? Like, did you guys have something?
Yeah.
Something similar?
I actually was taking notes on the negative things I was gonna say, and I wrote at a certain point that there's some weird pauses, and it felt like a play from the theater because it was just so, I don't know, some of them were really awkward transitions and stuff. But then later on, you find out
Spoiler alert.
that's kind of intentional, and I was like, oh, and I had to erase all those negative things.
撮影は続ける！カメラは止めない！
This movie's a technical achievement, I think. That's my way of describing it. They're layering a bad movie within a good movie, and then within the layers, you're thinking, how did they do this? The fact that it's one take within all those layers, and it still came out the way that it came out, means that this was intentional, and there weren't any fuck-ups.
カット割りなしのワンカット。最初から最後まで一度もカメラを止めません。
Well, this was shot in 8 days. The budget was $27,000. The director used all unknowns from I think an acting school or an acting workshop. So it's just really impressive what this guy was able to do. And it's weird because it's meta again in the sense that he's using these inexperienced people and he's able to create this movie about an inexperienced story and director going through with it.
Right.
It's really interesting.
I actually also thought it reminded me of Stephen Chow movies because there are some really kooky characters and they look like such characters too. The woman who worked at the TV station, she was just, I don't know.
She had a really interesting look to her.
Yeah, and it just
her
reminds
head
me
was
of
a little
yeah, and
elongated.
The guy who was doing that weird drunken thing, it just really reminded me of Stephen Chow movies.
So how did you feel after the credits first rolled?
I liked that actually I thought it was a horror film at first. So I was really scared. Legitimately scared. And I was expecting the rest of the movie to go in that way, but it just completely is a turn of emotions throughout the whole movie. Because at the end it's this happy-go-lucky, very feel-good type of film.
Right.
Yeah.
So I want to ask you guys about the characters in this movie. What did you think about how we're introduced to them and their payoffs in the end?
Understanding that these are more fully fledged characters than what they appear to be in the first 30 minutes. Because for example, the girl just seems so the stereotypical helpless, but then later on she was kind of a bitch.
Right.
In real life.
Well, you find out that the actress playing her is kind of like a princess. She's entitled. My management won't allow me to do this.
ゲロ浴びるの個人的にはすっごいやってみたいんですけど、事務所的にちょっと。
I don't know. I was rooting for that director. That's the only guy that I'm wish he kind of stood his ground more. I feel his daughter kind of.
Well, he kind of got his
completes her arc.
Yeah,
right.
I know.
Because she's the aspiring filmmaker.
That's
she wasn't accepted elsewhere because of her personality. But
absolutely, I think she was redeemed way over in the end. But for him, I kind of still wish that even towards the end, when the executive was telling him, oh, it's fine, we don't need the crane, and he was it's my movie, and then he apologized. He's sorry, I lost my career.
Right. Okay.
I wish he kind of was more
that. I'll give that to you. Yeah.
Damn it.
But
we'll give it to you. Now drink.
I think the main success for him though was when they showed the picture of him and his daughter, and it was that just trumped everything.
Yeah. I think that was his ultimate payoff, but I kind of wish there was more.
すいません。取り乱しました。
Oh, I will say, the one negative thing I wrote about this movie is that in the one long take in the beginning, when they're climbing up to the roof. I kind of wish the camera wasn't shooting right up the girl's butt for so long.
It's a wholesome movie, like you said,
Yeah, it did
okay?
that multiple
It did it.
times.
I
But
mean,
in Japan, that'd be a rated G.
well, I understand. Like, he's been shooting for 20 minutes. He's just like, yeah, okay, I gotta get up there. Oh, fuck, I'm shooting at the girl's ass.
Well, it was also a ladder they were climbing up. It
Yeah.
wasn't like stairs.
Yeah, he was probably holding it. He probably had to hold the handrail. Like, there's a lot of focus. There's a lot of, like, physicality going on when you're a cameraman doing a one take. Like, those are hard. So I'm not gonna. It's negative. I'm not gonna hold it against him. But that was like the only like real nitpick I had.
腰痛持ちに手持ちのノンストップはさすがに答えんな。
I also noticed that in that scene where they're like chasing after, I don't
The
remember.
zombie with the missing arm.
Yeah,
Okay.
was they chased her into the field.
Mhm.
In the movie, they the girl filming like trips.
Mhm.
And then in the real bloopers, they show the person holding the camera also
The real
trips.
cameraman also
Yeah,
tripped, yeah.
and they
Oh,
trip at the
really?
same time, like it's
Yeah.
planned.
Why did he stay still?
Why did he stay still?
So there was one shot where the zombie, that same zombie, was trying to get into the car. They kick him onto the ground, and then the girl and the zombie wrestle for a little bit. But then the guy fell to the ground,
Oh.
and he stayed still, and I don't know why.
They actually set that up. So the cameraman
Mhm.
had an assistant, and she kept on saying like, oh, like how about we do these cool zooms? How about we do these things? He's like, no, you're not gonna do it. And he kept on saying like, my back is hurting.
Oh, is it
my
back?
is
Okay,
hurting."
I didn't catch
They
the back thing.
it was a little brief. It was a little brief. If there would be something negative about that, but yeah, that's why when the camera falls, you're like, wait, what happened? And then you cut to him, and she's like,
Yeah, he
I-
had some
I
back
know.
issues.
I missed that
Wow.
detail.
I
And
thought
then
he
she
fell
like
asleep.
steals the camera,
Mhm.
and then the girl director's daughter is like, "Who's filming this? This is really cool." And she's like
She's-
loving it.
you see her, like,
And then she
doing-
falls over immediately after that.
So I have a question, because this movie is doing pretty well. It
Mhm.
made, I think, like 1,000 times its budget. It's been playing in a lot of film festivals, and now it's on DVD. It's getting a lot more attention. Do you think they're gonna try to do like an American remake?
Ugh.
And how would you guys feel about that?
That'd be terrible.
No.
How much you want to bet it wouldn't be a one take?
I'm sure they would try to do it.
If,
Well,
if they can fuck up Old Boy and completely miss the point of Old Boy,
Yeah.
they're gonna fuck up this movie.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Anything that's successful overseas,
Mhm.
they're gonna adapt it for American audiences. I feel like this is good. Just show the original, right?
Right. If you remake it, you're literally just copying the original. There would be nothing you can add to it because this movie, in my opinion, isn't particularly story based. For me, it's more like, how did they make this movie? How did they make this movie in this movie in this movie?
Sweat skills.
Right, and it's like you can watch the original, and if there's any sort of American version of this, it has to be exactly the same as the original.
ゾンビですか
8月からゾンビ専門チャンネルを立ち上げることになりまして、開局記念のスペシャルドラマということで。
話はどういう
If they're gonna remake this, they would probably they would have to go even bigger.
But no, you don't. But that's
It's
the
Well,
problem.
that's what I'm
funny
saying,
when
though,
It's like low budget, campy. You don't.
Well,
you
what I'm
need
saying
to go
though, because
bigger.
like if they're gonna remake this, if they're just gonna do it like scene for scene, like shot for shot, then like what's the point? Just watch the original. So if they're gonna do an American remake, they're probably just gonna go big. There's gonna be more explosions.
There's gonna be
there's more
CGI.
gore,
There's gonna be T.J. Miller.
Yeah, there's just gonna be more.
CG zombies.
Yeah, there's just gonna be more stuff to amp it up to make it work.
Yeah, because CG obviously should belong in a one-take movie, right?
Yeah, I don't think it's worth it.
Birdman is supposedly one take. It's not really one
It's
take.
not,
They cleverly move the camera in certain spots where it looks like it's one take, but it's really poorly paced in my opinion. If they use that one take, it's gonna be a gimmick.
Yeah.
You know, like, most people, like myself included, I appreciate one takes, but there's a limit to how much I can.
There needs to be a reason for a one take. When you have Birdman, and there's not really a need to be hyper focused on everything because we're just getting a lot of dialogue, we're just getting a lot of things.
Mhm.
This movie cleverly utilizes the fact that it has a one take
Mhm.
because they built in mistakes
Mhm.
and then you find out how they fix it in the end. Whether you want to say that's a gimmick or not, fine, but they cleverly use it to their advantage.
I love like the mistakes that they built in, where the whole pause when the guy's like, "What was that?" It's the wind, and it's so awkward, and I'm like, this is such terrible like script.
It's great,
but then
because
later you're like, oh my god, you see the guy with the thing, and you're like, holy shit, they had to be like improvising at the second. You're like, totally makes sense now why it was so awkward and terrible. And also I love the part where she's like hiding and you see this dick leg. And you're like, okay, that's a weird
I will
shot.
say I had no idea what was going on.
Yeah, I thought maybe there was a zombie that
didn't see her.
Didn't see her.
Yeah.
And
But it's just a guy
so weird.
who's holding up a sign.
So, is the one take really one take?
Is it? It is. They said it.
Did they Birdman it and fake it in certain spots?
They've said it's one take. I'll believe them when they say it. I was trying to look for it. The only places where that it could have happened were in any dark areas,
right?
Any like really fast camera pans. I thought maybe it could have happened when
he fell over.
When he fell over, and when he picked up the camera, you could have easily had a camera in the same location. And then just do another pickup, and that zoom, you could have just edited together.
Yeah.
But they said they did it. I'll believe them.
That means the cameraman is as much of an actor as everyone else is.
Oh, yeah.
It's not like we're watching Cloverfield where it's like, oh, it's a found footage. We can do whatever the fuck we want. You know, like this is like, yeah, the camera's shaky, but it's purposefully shaky, and like it's shaky, but it has purpose.
Although that's a lot of the fun of the movie is what's going on behind the camera, and we get that payoff in the end. We get to see like all of the people running around trying to help the director out, the actors passing out.
Yeah, it was fun to see that too,
out.
like how they shot everything with like the head falling off and they threw the mannequins everywhere. It was kind of fun to see that.
Okay, it's time to tally up the drinking game totals. I drank this many times.
I had this many drinks.
I had this many drinks.
I had that many drinks.
Camera doesn't go up there.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, it probably does.
Zero will make it worse.
Yeah, I'll make it worse.
Zero's gonna make it worse. There's that many drinks right over there.
Okay, I think it's safe to say Will's probably the loser of this with the most drinks. Lauren, would you recommend this movie?
Yes.
Okay, that's right. Okay. Sunny, would you recommend this movie?
I think if you are a fan of horror, or if you're not a fan of horror, then you will like this movie.
Will, would you recommend this movie?
The movie is quite a technical achievement. It's one of the movies that will bring you up. Like it's a slow crawl, but then once you're at the end, it's totally worth it. But no, I wouldn't recommend this movie.
So that's it for Only Nice Things. Thanks for watching, and come drink with us next time.
Oh, are we waving?
If you want.
Please don't edit this out.